Welcome back to the Delphi mini-series. This is a quick tour of some of the features of the program. In the previous video, we covered managed care tracking. This time, we're going to take a look at the scheduler. The scheduler, like everything else in the program, is accessed from the main screen. We're going to click on the scheduler button. And here's a quick example of the scheduler. Now, you normally want this to take up your entire monitor. Usually as much real estate as possible is nice when you're scheduling. In this case, there's a couple of things to look at. First thing is I like to go to providers and select provider selection editor. And these are the 4 different providers within this practice. And we want to say who it is that we want to schedule for. We can have multiple schedules side by side. In this case, we have 2. I'm just going to uncheck this ABC character and close this so we have one screen dedicated to the schedule. The next thing is, if we go over to the left side of the screen and we right click on the time of the day, we can break our day down into whatever increments make the most sense for us. 30-minute increments from 9 a.m. to 4. Maybe you work in 45-minute sessions, so you pick 15-minute increments. And if that was the case, there's a couple of other little things over here. When your day begins and when it ends. The appointment length in hours and minutes. So we might say it's 0 hours and 45 minutes is the default appointment length. And then if we double click on an appointment, it'll automatically be scheduled for 45 minutes. I'm just going to do appointment with John Doe. Also, a little bit later on, we'll show you some of the cool things you can do. We can automatically populate an appointment with various information about a client. We can also record sessions from here if we choose. I'm just going to click Save right now to show you the basics. And as you see, this is actually a 45-minute appointment. You could have a default appointment length of 1 hour, whatever makes the most sense for you. Now, another cool thing is if you go up to View, we might want to try View Year, which is a little intense. Try View Month. This is what your month looks like. View Week. That's one way to look at a week. View work week. This one makes the most sense to me, but everybody has their own opinions. Or back to view day. If you want to see what's happening, what happened last Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you can put your mouse anywhere on the screen. Or let's say we want to see what's happening the first 3 days of February. We can just simply click on the first, drag our mouse across the third, and we get those 3 days shown. Maybe we want to see what's going on in the first full week, and there's one way to view it. So we can say what's happening today, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of this week, and we can see what's going on for the next day or two. There's also a lot of other cool features in here. There's a task pad that allows you to schedule things. The number of appointments that are loaded into the past. Now, one of the problems that you're going to have once you have been using Delphi for 5 or 10 years is that you could theoretically have thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of appointments if you have a lot of providers in your practice. And that makes it quite lengthy to load the scheduler. So we may want to say we only want to load the last 2 months of appointments, therefore the scheduler will come up much more quickly. That's the basics of the scheduler. There's a lot more cool stuff. There is one kind of interesting thing here. Under options and label meanings, we can define any labels. I'm going to right click, select a label as important. And you can customize those labels. So if you want red to mean that the appointment was missed and green to mean that the appointment was successfully kept, we can do things like that too. That's a basic, brief introduction to the scheduler.